Hello, I'm Karl Sherlock. I'm a gay and disabled poet and memoirist with work available in online and print journals and anthologies. And today I'm going to be reading my poem, Negative Capability, for the upcoming issue of West Trade Review. I'd very much like to thank editor Ken Harmon for the opportunity to have my work featured, and editorial assistant Madeline Sullivan for working with Grace Under Fire to make this recording happen. I really appreciate you both. So, the term negative capability originates with poet John Keats. I'm oversimplifying it, but it's an artistic principle rejecting the need for logic and reasoning and favoring instead the pursuit of the sublime and the intuitive and so on. Today, though, negative capability just means the poet's acceptance that some of the things we explore in our writing lie outside rational explanation. Simply put, it's a willing suspension of reasoning to let imagination intuitively lead you to a subjective truth. And this has helped me a lot to reflect on the tactile synesthesia I used to experience when I was younger. Synesthesia is a kind of sensory cross wiring, tasting music, hearing colors, and so on. In my case, I sometimes was able to feel the presence of absence as though it had actual shape and weight. A shadow could have a surface tension, or the air between my hands seemed to have a roundness and a buoyancy. I kept my synesthesia to myself mostly because, when you're a kid, you don't know how to explain it, much less what to call it, right? I mean, you just know it's happening to you. And when I did tell a couple of close friends, the reaction was, okay, Carl's just being weird again. So I kept a lid on it until I shared it again with my husband, who was sympathetic because he's had his own synesthesia experiences. However, it really wasn't until I sat down to write this poem this year that I tried to explore my tactile synesthesia as an act of negative capability. A teeny bit of backstory to unpack. I was a very frail, very skinny, tiny kid, always very small for my age. And even when I was in my teens, people mistook me for an undernourished youngster. People even teased me for being able to measure my pulse by watching my heart beat through my ribs, which made me very embarrassed and self conscious about my body well into adulthood. So, that boy is this poem's speaker. And in a leap of negative capability, he decides to trust that his tactile synesthesia is real and actual, and that all that absence he can feel, it too has been reaching out for him. In the end, he and the surrounding absence strike a bargain that will allow each to inhabit the other. And from this, the speaker is able to be comfortable in his own skin again because he has gifted that skin to the space around him, which he himself now inhabits as well and thinks is beautiful. So, in that way, it becomes a kind of validation for them both. Here's negative capability. Your body knows what it knows. It accepts that absence has shape, tactile and tepid as thumbnails. That scapula retains the memory of the boy you once were, hiding behind the long living room drapes to trace in secret the contours of his ugliness, the warm hollow of jugular notch, his sharp, knobbled shoulders, trilobite rib cage, the hands that can discern the curvature and the null skin of absence, liminal as mercury, that its gravity, like a child, may shyly reach for you, lift itself into your plaintive margins, that your belly's hollow knot had doubts, but you acquiesced. Let your body become a cipher in the void, and in exchange, absence gifted to you its love, boundless and tangible for all this negative space.